I see that we've got a few more parents that have joined us. We'll start in about 2 minutes. Thank you for joining us.
There we go. Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon. Should we wait just for a minute or should we get started?
Holding 10 minutes.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, and Louise, do you want to kick off?
Yeah, sure. Okay, good evening, everyone, or afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. I would just like to start off with inviting you to our virtual open day that is happening on the 19th and the 30th of September. It would just give you a better view of the students, the specific faculties or the subjects that we've got in the school, and just who our students is and who they develop into throughout the high school career. So it's a nice opportunity in light of COVID-19 that we've got just to help you to see inside and see what the high school is all about. There is a difference between where you are coming from in grade 7 to the high school, I think, in the environment. So it would be great to see you there as well. We are going to send you out some invitations to the virtual open day to register for that Q&A there as well as to see all of the videos and the campus, etc. Then I would just like to invite you to also have a look at our website, just to understand the high school programs a little bit better. Some highlights of what we offer will be discussed throughout the meeting as well. But I would like to point out sort of our Global Citizenship Committee. They do really wonderful work in the community. They do a lot more than just charity work. They really delve into how to create sustainable change out there, which is really a growing concern and things that the universities also want our students to focus on. Then we also have a lovely program that we start with our grade 8 students called the President's Award. It is a part of the Duke of Edinburgh International Award in South Africa. So it's basically recognized internationally, yes. It exists to equip our youth to succeed in life and work. So they do a series of programs with the students that they promote your skill set, so you can do any skill, community involvement, and something important on the community involvement is the service, the act of service. It's not donations, to get you involved within the community, physical activities to get you involved in the high school sports or any physical activity outside of school. And then there's really a nice adventurous journey that the students go on as well. So it's a personal journey, and it's awarded on 3 levels: bronze, silver, and gold. So a lot of the universities also promote the gold award system amongst their students. So it is highly regarded in South Africa as well as overseas universities to see that a student is balanced and involved within a community. So please do go and have a look on our website. It is highlighted on there as well. You'll see on our subject choices as well, the research essentials and those subjects that we'll discuss as well. So please do have a look on the website. On this meeting, we've got Mr. Moya joining us, high school principal, and our deputy principal, Mrs. Stein. I thank you for joining us, and then I'll hand over to Mr. Moya. Oh, sorry, let me just outline the proceedings. That's important. So we're going to first just talk about the overview of what we offer and what the high school is focused on. And then I'm going to we're going to ask that you ask any questions. If I may request that you remain on mute, and then if you do have a question, to raise your hand. Or you can, if you don't want to speak on the meeting, then you can just give me a message on chat box, your question. I will cue you to ask your question, and we'll take it like that so we don't have any miscommunication throughout the proceedings. Thank you very much. James, you're on mute. Sorry.
They say that's the saying of the year. You are on
yes.
mute. We've all done it. Marinda, do you maybe want to start with textbooks, uniform, school camp calendar, etc., and then I will jump in subjects-wise after you.
With pleasure, James. Good evening, parents. It's nice to meet with all of you, even if it's through a computer screen, that doesn't matter. But I'm quickly going to share a few things with you. Our textbook list is ready at this stage. I just want the staff to quickly go through it, make sure that that is the textbooks they are currently using, and then we will publish them around the 15th of September on the D6. The same, then we have 2 things, a stationery list and a school pack. Most of the time we get a lot of confusion here from the side of the parents. Our school pack includes all the students' books that they write in, book covers, the school magazine, and maybe 1 or 2 other things is also included in the school pack. Then the stationery. So each child must still buy their own stationery. I have a basic list available that we will also publish. That's, for example, your pens, pencils, calculator, and for design and technology, our students need a few things that we normally ask our parents to buy. But it's only the things to get started with the subject, as in grade 8, when students are doing design and technology, it's only an introduction to the subject. So that's the things regarding the textbooks, stationery, and the school pack. And then normally at the beginning of every new year, our student council arrange a camp for our newbies. So we hope by next year we will be able to still go ahead with the camp. But even if the students cannot sleep over, we might divide them into smaller groups, and we will still definitely work with them at the campsite. And those dates will be between the 8th until the 10th of January. If you can maybe diarize these dates, because that is a few days before the school reopens. The school will reopen in 2021 on the 14th of January for all our students. Should we go for the whole weekend, you can budget more or less for 1,000 Rand. That will include all their meals, 3 meals each day, and then the different activities we are planning at the campsite. And normally, these also includes the money to buy their costumes for the newbie concert. So the main aim of our newbie camp is for the grade 8s to get to know each other, as well as to practice the newbie concert, because we don't like to use our academic time for practicing newbie concert. However, the 3 days prior to the concert, we normally start with them at 12 o'clock. We do a rehearsal, and then it's over and done. For the first 2 weeks, we'd like all our grade 8s to stay at the school at least until 3:30 to practice for the newbie concert. The date for the newbie concert will be the 28th of January. So please also just diarize the date for the newbie concert. And then lastly, our school uniform. Currently, we have an information booklet of 2020 available on the D6 for everybody to see under general. Everything regarding our school uniform is in our booklet. We will definitely upload I think all the grade 8s and Louise might get this booklet and a pack somewhere in October, if I'm right. Then we will send them everything they need. But our uniform is available from Armour & Sons. You can buy it there from them. And it's just for the boys and the girls. They wear a white shirt. The boys is a navy tie, a red jersey, and a navy blazer with grey pants. Winter, summer, that's what they wear. Our girls, they wear the check skirt available from Armour & Sons, a white shirt that you can buy anywhere, and then the red cravat that they must buy from the Alma Mater clothing store. That's the only 2 things that you cannot buy at anywhere. The blazer is also navy. So the blazers, the white shirts, the grey pants, school shoes, black, white short socks for the girls, grey socks for the boys. That's available actually from Woolworths, anywhere you can buy that. James, that's from my side. I don't know if there's any other questions.
Any other questions, and Louise?
I think just to note, we normally, towards the end of October, we normally have sort of a orientation or a welcome day for all of our grade 8s, which we don't see happening this year, but we are going to substitute that with sort of a online or virtual welcoming with a pack that we'll send out around the 2nd of October to all of the grade 8s for next year. And it's just to welcome them online with their new prefects or their RCL members for next year. So that's what we're planning, but we will keep in contact with you with regards to that. And in this welcoming, we normally give you a whole pack that's got everything in: the school rules, the calendar, the stationery pack, the necessities, the textbooks, every single thing is in there, and it's the whole calendar, so that you can understand exactly when is parents' evenings and when are all of the exam schedules, etc. Just to let you know on that specific area. I think, Jameson, you can start.
Okay.
Your...
Okay, and I'm not on mute.
Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay. Once again, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. Please feel free to interrupt me at any stage, to raise your hand there and we'll answer your question. Now that Anne-Louise and Marinda have discussed all the easy stuff, I will get stuck into the more difficult stuff. But maybe just before I start, just to give you a quick update of where we are. This year we are on 74 grade 8s. We can probably take 75, so we've had 3 classes, and it's really full. This far, at this stage, we have 66 students who've indicated they'll be joining grade 8, so there are a few more spaces available. We're starting September now, and that's usually when our applications pick up again. So I do hope that we end around about the 70 plus mark again for next year. I'm sure by now you've all received your scholarship letters. What we've done is obviously we've looked at your child's grade 7 report. And this is the process going forward. Every year, God willing, this time is when I sit with all the school reports, first term and second term reports. And based on that, we re-award a scholarship going forward. So every year I get this question, for how long will we still have these scholarships? We hope and pray forever. So please don't think that it is a once-off thing or a gimmick. Okay, so that will continue. Attitude to learning is always very important to us. Yes, obviously the marks, but attitude to learning is very important. Then something else, October, November, with our exams coming up, external exams, that's grade 10 and 12 students. We estimate the number of papers to be written. I don't have an exact number here because of some students writing more than the average number allocated per group. We're estimating the number of exams, papers that will be written in October, November will be somewhere between 1,600 and 2,000 papers. I'm very proud of that. It is our biggest session ever. And the high school will literally be taking over the campus. Every available space we'll be dedicating to writing exams in. But that's obviously for grade 10s and 12s. And obviously, if you don't know this, those are the years in which you need to budget for exam fees, not grade 8, not grade 9, and not grade 11. I know often there's a bit of confusion there. Okay. Something else regarding next year. You have been doing Knowledge Network in the primary school. In grade 8 next year, we'll be replacing that with a basic Microsoft certification. And then internships will continue, grade 10 students and up. Any child can apply. Obviously, the marks need to be good. Last year, we did the Shibaru Institute of Technology in Tokyo. We were going to do it this year again, and also UBC, University of British Columbia. If you don't know about our internships, it's 2 to 3 weeks where we go and spend some time working on a specific research project in the laboratories of these universities. And why do we do this? And you'll see from now on going forwards, this is the topic that we will be discussing with you again and again. Obviously, this is how we've positioned our high school. It's about preparing our students for university, and not just to get into university, but to provide them with competitive applications, whether they go to a South African university or a foreign university. And of course, we do provide the service of applying on your behalf. This year, roughly, almost 23 of the 40-something matriculants decided to go through the school. And at this stage, on 23 applications, we've had 22 offers. 22 students have received offers, and a number of them more than one offer. We see in South Africa today what's happening regarding university applications. It's what's been happening all over the world for some time now, where the universities are moving away from a student or a parent applying on behalf of a student, but towards school-supported applications. It does create a lot of work for us. We need to gear up in this regard. We'll be appointing more people over this break in inverted commas. We've been adding more officers to the school, and we really want to become really good at university applications. Universities are doing this because of probably dishonesty out there, and the school cannot be dishonest. If you're dishonest in application or send up a predicted result is higher than what we really expect, the school could get blacklisted. And there's a number of South African universities who've started with that right now. So it does put a tremendous amount of pressure on the school, but I think it is the right way to go. So be aware of that. When the time arrives, and trust me, it's going to be a lot quicker than you think, allow the school to assist you. We've got great relationships with universities. If you apply yourself, you need to go to an employee assisting with applications, but if you work through us, we go in at a much higher level. Okay, so when that time arrives, please talk to us. Like I've said, we hope next year the internships will continue. A new subject that we've started this year on that note is IPQ. It is a research project that our students can do. A research topic on absolutely anything. And this is also why we've built that beautiful collaboration center. We've now received the final engineer certificates and signatures. So from this 1st of September, we'll be using that new building. But why we built that was to promote collaboration between our school and universities, local universities and foreign universities. We've come a long way building relationships with those universities. If I think of this research project, if your child wants to do this, it is not compulsory. It will give them an extra A level, something I'll discuss in detail later on. But doing an IPQ, doing an internship with a foreign university, in addition to A levels, gives your child an extremely competitive application. You know, in the old days, it was good enough to do 3 A levels and to do well in those A levels. But the top universities are wanting so much more. And it's not just to get into those universities. We want to give our students also the opportunity, of course, to apply for scholarships. Right now, the world has been turned on its head. I actually think it's a wonderful time for students with an international qualification because there is desperation out there regarding universities. We're very blessed in that regard that our students will be writing normal exams in October, November. Earlier, Cambridge has mentioned that, or they've looked at maybe doing exams online, or the schools setting the exams using portfolios or the usual written papers. But it seems at this stage there's a 90% plus chance that the exams this year, IGs and A levels, will proceed as normal written exams. Okay, so that is in a nutshell a number of the extras that you could look at. Okay, and Louise, I'm going to ask you now to share that subject choice form with us. I know it always takes a few seconds for it to show up on the screen, so if you can do that for us. Okay, and Louise, you need to scroll slowly. That's the first page. If you scroll down, down. Let's get to the subjects. Let's not look at the keys right now. Okay, if you can stop right there. Okay, now this is probably the most important document in the high school. The subject choice form, you can consider it a contract between yourself and the school to make that dream, of your child come true. Now, many students don't know, probably the most students don't know what they want to go and study one day. at this stage. They're very young. Okay, so if that is the case in your family, please don't stress about it. We've got years to sort it out, and we will. Okay, so you've got their lower secondary, grade 7 and 8. It says Cambridge Checkpoint, but I can tell you now, in grade 8, most of our subjects, what we do, we introduce them to the IGCSEs. Okay, IGCSE, International General Certificate in Secondary Education. We do it over 2 years, grade 9 and grade 10. So when a student gets to the end of grade 10, they'll be writing on all the content of grade 9 and 10. There's no real difficulty level difference between grade 9 and 10. Don't consider the move from grade 9 to 10 a vertical one. It's more of a horizontal move, more of the same. Round about May, June of every year, we complete most of the syllabi, then we do revision, and of course in October, November, our students write their IGCSE exams. Now, what is the standing of an IGCSE? For many years now, the IG has been the fastest growing qualification in the world for that particular age group. In South Africa, an IGCSE, if you go to the SACWA webpage, we'll see enjoys the same standard, or it's on the same SACWA level as a grade 11, same as a CAPS grade 11, IB grade 11. That's grade 9 and 10. Also, if you do 8 IGCSEs, it is equal to an American school leaving certificate. Maybe you need to make a note on that. We've said earlier this year that should a parent want us to assist to apply to the correct examination board in the US, we will assist with that. Okay. Now, there's also a number of universities in the world that will accept you with IGs. We've had students who've done this in the past. I won't recommend it because they are still very young. I'll never allow my child to do it. That's what I say right now. Maybe when she gets to grade 10, I want her to go and do it. I don't know. But that's an IGCSE. Okay. Now, when your child starts grade 8, they're going to do lots of subjects. And Louise, maybe you want to scroll down slowly. You can see there's Afrikaans, English, French, the languages, then bio, math, further down, physics, chem, then the humanities, accounting, business studies, computing, design, economics, geography. It carries on and on. A really scary list of subjects. But a number of them, we only spend a term doing it and then we move on. Now, why do we do this? And the reasoning is very, very simple. We want to expose the students to all those subjects, introduce all those subjects to them. Why? Because come the end of grade 8, it is subject choice time. Okay. Now, a few weeks ago, we had a very similar meeting to the one we're having right now with the grade 8 and grade 10 parents and discussing all the various options and combinations. Obviously, that's critical, combinations. It's not a straightforward curriculum where you choose a number of subjects and you see it through. We work with combinations, and I'll explain that to you just now. So come the end of grade 8, of the 12 or so subjects, your child will be dropping a number of them and only continue with 8 subjects. Okay. Now, I know because we always tell parents this in the grade 7th year, that we'll get to the first term and a parent will say, you know what, my child really hates this or that subject. Can't we just drop it? I want to ask you today to join the team in managing this. And even if you know your child is going to drop the subject, even if you know he or she really doesn't enjoy it, not to drop it, but to see it through. Okay. It makes it very difficult for us when we allow one child to drop a subject. Have we done this in the past? Yes, we have. There's sometimes special circumstances where we need to look at that, but we prefer not to. Okay, so please bear that in mind. So there, the yellow block there, you've got grade 9 and 10. So grade 10 is an exit point. Okay, now just on that, regarding the IG exams in grade 10, you'll see that even in South Africa, there are schools who write the IGs in grade 11. You can do that. Cambridge provides us with a curriculum. How we implement it is up to the school. Okay, so our model here is nice and clean. I like it. I don't want to change it. We've had this since I've joined, and that's now almost 10 years ago. Once you've written your IGs, you move on to grade 11 and 12. Now you can see there, that's a blue column, and the last one, is that pink, Anne-Louise?
Looks red.
Looks red. Okay, I know I have an issue with color. So, okay, so you say it's red. Okay, so once your child has completed the IGCSEs, they've got a choice. They can either proceed on the blue path and do AS levels, and we recommend 6 of them, or they can choose the red path, A levels, and then we recommend a maximum of 3. Okay. Now, I know in South Africa, parents get very stressed when you suggest to them they start grade 11 only with 3 subjects. To explain this very simply, the difference between an AS and an A level is the following. Okay, an AS means you have completed 50% of an A level. Now, no matter where you go in the world, the Cambridge A level is the gold standard. It is not your friend. It's a very challenging qualification, therefore highly respected by so many universities. And Cambridge created, after the A levels are very old, they've created ASs as an exit point, okay, because of the standard of the A level. Now in South Africa, our universities love the AS level. A number of them in the last few years have now started realizing the value of A levels. Now, strictly speaking, an A level is a post-matric qualification. For example, if you look at St. John's in Joburg, they will do their A levels in their 13th year. Okay, so we do our A levels early at the end of grade 12. Okay, now how does a parent or a student choose between the blue path and the red path? Well, let me just take that reminder away. It depends very much on what does my child want to go and study, number 1, and number 2, which country, which university. Okay, so by around about grade 11, end of grade 10, I think this is the big challenge, to get to a point where your child says, Mom or Dad, these 2 or 3 fields I want to look at, these universities, I've researched them, and these are the subjects that I need. Okay, if you need any assistance with that, myself, Miranda's there, and Louise is not just admissions of a manager for Alma, but also universities. She deals with universities all the time. Now, universities from year to year change their entry requirements, and she's in tune with that. Except for that, she's got relationships with people working there, so we're very much in tune with what's happening. If you're not sure, veterinary science, South Africa, medicine, you name it, is go and talk to Anne-Louise, book a session. Maybe not now, it's a bit early, but round about grade 9, grade 10, you can start doing that. Now, grade 11 and 12, if you choose the blue path, we recommend a minimum of 6 AS subjects. Just for interest's sake, 4 AS subjects and 1 IGCSE. That combination gives you a matric with exemption. Okay. Another one is 1 A-level subject is equal to a matric. 2 A-level subjects with 3 IGCSEs will also give you a matric with exemption. Okay. And then 3 A-levels, of course, is the best universities in the world insist on 3 A-levels. From time to time, we have students doing 4 A-levels. It is crazy. 4 A-levels has got exactly the same workload as 8 AS subjects. Okay. Now, if it ever concerns you, dropping to 3 subjects in grade 11, the period, the times per week, the time slots, periods dedicated, lessons dedicated to 3 A-levels is exactly the same as 6 ASs. Okay. So that's very much the qualifications that we do. And I think I must just stop for a minute there before I continue and ask if there are any questions. Let's give it a minute. Anybody?
Just going to check in the chat box. Nothing. You're welcome to raise your hand or type a message on the chat box to ask any questions. Nothing yet, so maybe we can talk a little bit more and then we see if
Okay.
there's any raised hands from them.
Okay, and Louise, I'm going to continue then. Thank you. Regarding boarding, at this stage, the boys, it's oversubscribed. Because of COVID-19, a few months ago, we've made the decision not to add more rooms this year. But I think we will probably be doing the November building thing again. I really hope this year we will give it a skip. At this stage, boys is completely full. Girls, there's still a few places open. Okay. Currently, there's 66 beds. We were hoping to push it to 100 this year, but like I said, we decided not to build, but that might change. If there's any questions on the college too, you're welcome to ask me that. If you don't know about the college is in, Amanda, the name? Ruimsig, but the office park is
Willowbrook.
Willowbrook, thank you. Always forget. Okay, so we've started a small college there. It's very similar to Alma. Yes, it is cheaper. It's 3,900 rands per month. It doesn't have sport and culture. The students don't wear a uniform. And it doesn't offer all the subjects we have at the high school, but otherwise very similar. If you want to ask questions on the college, you're welcome to.
It also offers fewer subjects.
Yeah, did I not say that?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Fewer subjects that you can select.
Okay. Then regarding extra lessons, extra lessons are available at school. All you need to do is request it. But on this, please make a note. For a child to qualify for extra lessons, we need to be convinced that the effort is there. If the child is not paying attention in class, not asking questions, they will not qualify. Okay, but otherwise, yes, extra lessons are available. There's also extras during the year. There's Saturday workshops that we offer. We've started offering that to students who don't attend full-time Cambridge schools. There's a need for that, but we've also opened it up to our own students should they want to do revision. Okay, so extra lessons are available, but we always say to parents, remember your child is going into a class next year where roughly 50% of our students come from Alma and 50% from other schools, that we don't want you to do extra lessons during the first term. Let's give it some time. Okay, but if there's any issues regarding marks, please feel free to come and discuss it with us. Okay, regarding this year, if I might summarize, yes, it's been a crazy year. We've had the pandemic. It's not over yet, and we hope there's no spike in the infections. But otherwise, it has been, in some regards, it has been a blessing. It sounds terrible to say that. But regarding technology in the classroom, for some time, we felt that in the high school, we need to jack it up a bit. And in fact, last year, we sent all our teachers on a course to Microsoft Teams specifically, and little knowing that we will have to go online so quickly. And we did. I feel quite proud of it, rather successfully. We managed to issue the first term reports in all subjects with summative and formative assessments. Second term reports went out. I think in total we did 640 reports. That's college and high school. So with all the normal assessments, some exams were written online and some were written at school, which I think in itself was also a fantastic learning experience. What we've done is we've given our students the option, and this option will continue for this year. Marinda, please interrupt me if at any stage. We've given our students the option to either attend lessons at school or to attend from home or to do a mixture of the two. For example, I want to go in for chemistry and physics, but English and math I want to do from home. Okay, so this is how we've run it. We've definitely learned a few lessons in how to do it and what not to do. And my general experience is that the quality of lessons went up. there's a number of things that we can do now that we could not do in the past. So we are seriously thinking of continuing with this model going forward. Therefore, we do recommend that your child has a laptop for grade 8. Students who attend in class have got their screens open. On that note, I want to add the following, and I'm sure you've used this in the primary school as well, Teams, but we will be adding a proper LMS, a learning management system, to our LMS. It's currently being built by a company in South Africa. And what we've decided to do is it will be incorporated into Teams and not the other way around. This LMS is going to give us a number of tools that I'm very excited about. I know Miranda's very excited about it. Our students will be able to do so much more. Our teachers will be able to do so much more. Nevertheless, the teaching will be old-fashioned, where there is a timetable that you log into, whether it's at school or whether it is at home. Okay, so those are options that we are thinking to keep it open going forward. Regarding our subject choices evening this year, we've had it in this format that we've got right now. It was very well attended, and I must say, I think, Miranda, we quite enjoyed it. There were lots of questions. We managed to work through all of them. It can become a bit complicated. And our parents' evenings, it was also held in the same format where the parents and teachers could book their slots. My personal opinion is that the parents' evening between the teacher and the parents at home, teacher at home, that it has worked very, very well. I think some of the meetings became quite lengthy, but our opinion is that the parents' evening in that format worked very well. So all in all, in the high school, excuse me, not used to these meetings, long meetings anymore, or talking so much. It has gone well. I think it has been an incredible learning experience for teachers and students. I do think teachers all over the world had to up their game, and not meaning that they previously did not, but to acquire the skills to teach online. I think that has been a blessing. And regarding our LMS that we'll be implementing as well, we want to give students the opportunity to experience an LMS right now. So one day that when they go to university, they will know how to do this. I must make it very clear that we don't like self-paced learning. In fact, research shows that very few people in the world can actually do self-paced learning efficiently. We want students to attend lessons, to sit in lessons, be able to see the teacher, hear the teacher, ask questions, etc., etc. Okay, I think that's very much everything that I've had on my list. And now, please, I'm quite desperate for questions.
Okay,
Yes.
the first question on chat, when will the 2021 school fees become available?
Okay, thank you for that. That should probably have been on my list. Okay, so I don't want to speak out of turn. We still need to obviously look at numbers for next year, etc., etc. The fee, there will be a fee increase, but it will probably, most probably, the lowest that we've ever had. So that is something that we are seriously considering. In an ideal world, I think this is the year to hold school fees and exactly where they are right now. Yeah, like I said, in an ideal world, I don't think it will be the increase of last year. I feel quite certain of that. I'm estimating it will probably be around about, and this is asking for trouble, I know that, but the talk is around about the 3%. Okay, so that's school fees going forward.
I don't see any other questions. Noted, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I see I'm disappearing here. I don't know why. The light is switched on. Okay. Okay, and no questions. Are we scaring the parents?
It seems so. Maybe we should just, okay, there's another one coming in. Will Alma assist us in converting Alma grade 12 issued certificates to a standard senior certificates? No conversion needed, but you can take over, James.
Okay. Yeah, there's no conversion required. Part of the process every year is that it costs you 500 rands thereabout. You'll get your USAF. The name, they've changed the name from Higher Education South Africa to University South Africa. You'll get your certificate. Okay.
It's a matric with exemption certificate.
Yes, USAF, University South Africa. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see there's another question.
Modisani.
Yes.
To unmute and ask.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I've got a question. Sorry, I was 5 minutes late into the meeting, so it might have been covered by Miranda, I'm not sure. But that's regarding the textbooks. Is it still going to be the hardcover textbooks, or Alma is looking into going like online textbooks, etc.? Is it something that you're looking into, considering that sometimes it takes longer when you order some textbooks and you get get your books around February, etc.?
Yes, yes. Miranda, yes. Do you want to answer that?
Yes, James, but also, yes, we've seen that it takes quite a while, but that's why we would like to release our list by the 15th of September. But Zana have informed me that she is currently busy to complete the online textbook list as well, so it will definitely be available, yes.
It's an ebook format.
The ebook
format.
All
right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just regarding that, students have got the choice from grade 9 onwards to either buy the paper version or e-books. Okay. It is up to you. I know there were some textbooks that were still not available in e-format, but I'm sure come September it will be available. And on that note, please remember that the textbooks that you buy for grade 9 and grade 10 are the same. You don't buy for grade 10. The same applies to grade 12. Okay. And then we've also seen over the years, the students really hang on to their IGCSE books. They don't sell them. In fact, they take them with them to university. Okay.
As well as ACE and A, James.
Yeah. And Miranda, I just know things have changed there a bit, but there are some subjects that don't have a textbook. They've got that manual that we've written.
Yes, in grade 8. Sorry, James, I did not add that. In grade 8, the textbooks that the parents normally buy is math and coordinated sciences. We have our own version for the English, for accounting, for business studies, economics, which they do half year, as well as design and technology. Those that costs will also be included in the school pack.
Okay,
so all those guides. Yes, James.
So there you buy a study guide and not a textbook. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Isn't that in the school pack or the stationery pack normally?
In the school pack, and Louise, the
stationery. Actually, we have stationery pack.
Yeah.
It's school pack. Yeah. Just on that note, please remember that sometimes the textbooks become an issue, especially when parents order late. Because in Europe, remember, and many other places in the world, the first term starts in September. So everybody's buying textbooks. Okay. So, excuse me, the moment you get the list from Miranda, it's get the textbooks. Okay.
I will say if you would like to have them on time, you must try to order before the end of October at least.
Okay.
Then you will definitely have it on time.
Okay. I've got 2 questions here. I'm just going to skip the one for now, just to round off the textbook questions. Is can we order the textbooks from Alma? That is a no. Unfortunately, we will work through an online bookstore called Etsy that you can order that through. And then the question before that, for current Alma scholars, what is the next step? Will we receive a registration pack? Just to answer that from my side, you've received your scholarship letter and you will see that your next step is to accept the offer, and you don't need to fill in any new application forms unless we've got outdated information. We will, as an admissions office, send that through to you as soon as you've accepted your offer. And then on the 2nd of October, we'll send out all of the information for grade 8s and what you would need for next year. So there's no new registration because you're already an alma mater parent and student.
Okay. Okay.
I don't see any more questions. Let's just give it a minute. Okay. The years before, we had a lot of questions surrounding universities. James, I don't know if you want to say anything on that.
Well, a bit of gossip, if you like. The world ranking of TICS, some of the faculties, I think in engineering, is really top notch. So we've seen that recently. And a university that, in our book, if I can be so cheeky and arrogant, that is really up their game, you might not believe this, is UJ. I think that's good news for our parents because it's so close to home. UCT is still the best ranked university in South Africa. I was actually looking at that today. Yes. Overseas universities, on average, I don't think we've ever said this to you. We say this to other parents quite often, is that our record year was last year where we had just over 60 universities on our campus doing recruiting. Okay, so this has been a bit of an odd year. It had to be done online, but next year we hope to get them back again. And when we have these days, we actually organize it during school. It's built into our calendar. Parents are welcome at any stage to come to the school and attend these info sessions. It's wonderful to sit with your child and to talk to this prospective university, scholarships, etc., etc. So we actually, over the years, we've had very few parents who actually attend. It has been increasing slightly, but yes, please, when you have those opportunities, do come, do come. And Louise?
Okay, there's no further questions. Just to add to that, we are a UCAS center, meaning that we do handle all the UK applications to any of those universities, including Cambridge and Oxford. So we do give extensive advice and assistance on any applications going to European, American, and UK universities, as well as the Australian and New Zealand. So there's quite a bit of footprints, even in Canada. So we've over the years we've built the relationships to assist our students in those applications, and we've seen a slight increase to applications to those universities, especially in faculties like medicine. It's been very, very successful with the local universities as well. Quite good grounds have been made with the combination subjects, and just sort of getting that into their brochure so that the parents don't stress out on the subject requirements, etc. So, you know, just with regards to relationships, we do focus on your top tier group in South Africa, especially. And we've had massive success in a lot of the faculties with our students getting in for their first choices. And I think it's mostly due to the advice and also the guidance that we give early on for the students. So from grade 8, they are exposed to what is required mark-wise and subject-wise, what they need to look out for going into their final years of AS or A level. So 98% of what I've seen with the students do get in for their first choice, which is quite remarkable as well. And we've seen a good footprint in the medicine getting in at least by the second term into medicine because of all of the quota systems. It's a nice pathway for those students. And then we've got a number of students that were accepted in top European brands of medical schools like St. George's of London and St. Charles, and Southampton, those universities. So it's top brands that the students do get into. So if you've got any questions, I know that's long term, but it's also nice to see what the alumni is doing and how well they are performing going forward. It's a very
This is
Please ask
straightforward.
questions.
We have another session, excuse me, Anne-Louise, on the 2nd of September.
Yes.
I think that's where we had the most bookings, but it was nice to see so many parents this evening.
Yes.
But yes, then, and Louise, if there are no more questions, then Miranda and Louise, thank you for the two of you, and thank you to every parent who've attended. Obviously, going forward, starting today, please feel free to email any one of us if there's anything that we can assist with. You want to come and meet with us. Sometimes as a parent you feel there's something special that we need to discuss. Please feel free to do that. Something interesting, we actually don't take over the primary school files on your child. Maybe we're too lazy, I don't know, but it's in Slate. So if there's a specific issue regarding learning, come and talk to us. And Louise, maybe I just want to wrap up with the assessment. I think we must just quickly say something on the CAT4. These current grade 7s wrote that in grade 6, am I right?
Yeah, late in grade 6, yes.
Yeah, okay, so now the CAT4 can only be written every 2 years. We use that as our entrance exam. Obviously, if you've been in Alma, you are welcome to proceed to the high school. You get that opportunity. It is not the case with outside students. We're very strict in that regard. I think at our worst last year, we were declining close to 90% of applications to the school, although we had space, but we've decided to stick to that. We've lowered that now. I think it's about 70% now, so that we don't accept. So the candidates that we accept into school, we have streamed our school. Yes, we have. We like to say that if we accepted a child, that they should do well in Cambridge. At the end of next year, you're welcome to go to Anne-Louise and Simone and maybe do the CAT4 again if you wish. It is a fantastic tool to pick up any issues regarding learning, and it's also fantastic just to compare that with the assessment that they've written in grade 6. Okay, you've probably read about this wonderful things that universities doing research on, that IQ can be improved. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's nothing strange anymore. I don't shout it from rooftops because it's quite a sensitive thing, but I've seen it can be done. If we have the parents' cooperation regarding the interventions recommended by the CAT4 and any of the other tests that Anne-Louise and the team can do, it's scientific. It's not, you know, your child struggle in math, so let's do an extra lesson. It's way deeper than that. It's been wonderful implementing that at our school. I think this is our 3rd or 4th year right now. And yes, Anne-Louise did all the training on that. She's an expert in that. Please feel free at any stage, if there's anything regarding academics that do concern you, to go and discuss that with Anne-Louise or any one of us. Regarding the CAT4, you will have to wait till the end of next year, unfortunately. We need 2 years in between every writing. Anne-Louise.
Yeah, I think that test also gives us a better idea of the learner's learning profile, which is great to have. And with the new technology and what has happened with the online offering is that there is a real blended approach in our learning, which will help the students with specific profiles. So it's great if students and parents are proactive to come and ask me how better to assist their children in the learning profile. We can definitely discuss that and help you along the way if you want to be proactive in that. We don't just want to do that for the students that you see that battle in some of the subjects. We also want to offer that to any students, even if they do well, to perform even better. So it's not just for battling students, it's to perform, to help with performance on all student profiles, just to let you know on those. And then we do have a recording of the session. So if you have joined late and you just want to catch up on a few things, I will try and make that available on YouTube channel and send that out to the parents as well. I'll also include the 2nd of September's session if there's any other questions that were a little bit more relevant to you. That's it from my side.
Okay, and that's it from my side, sitting in darkness here.
I don't know what's happening there.
I don't know, maybe my camera is busy dying, I don't know. But thank you very much for attending. Please feel free to email us if there's anything that we can assist with. Keep well.
Keep well. Bye.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I think I'm going to log off. Thank you, Marinda.
Thank you, Anne Louise.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you for everything. Bye.
Bye.